And yeah, they went back to... Is it over there or is it up here? Ugh, I can't look up enough. Right. We'll work on the principle that it's up here somewhere. And so they got sent back from Babylon, and they rebuilt the temple, which had been destroyed when...
Leave, peasant.
which had been destroyed when Nebuchadnezzar had taken Babylon. So they got to rebuild that. They rebuilt the walls of Jerusalem. So that's why it's so important to Jews. But also then later on, Jesus was born in Bethlehem, which is quite close, I think, to Jerusalem. So this was after the Macedonians. That's what I'm trying to do. Leave me alone. Oh dear. Have I got all of you? Oh, there's one left. Oh no, there's one down here as well. I'll do that. I'll do all of them. So, where am I going that way? So, Macedonia, well, Greece. Some people say Greece, but it's Alexander the Great who was a Macedonian. Conquered. No, keep going. There's a route. Stupid. Grumble, stupid. I'll tell you. So, Alexander the Great conquered the Babylonian Empire, which would have included this, the Promised Land, and then Rome conquered most of it, and it became part of, I think it was, Syria, I believe, was the part of the Roman Empire. Was the province it was called, though I might be incorrect on that one. Not sure. I've gone past it again. It's up there somewhere. Let's go up the ladder. Might get a better view of it. Oh, is it that? Cool. Right. So. No, that didn't work out. And then obviously, you can read about it. You've probably heard a lot around Christmas. That the Emperor,
Come no further.
Octavian, I believe it was.
I'll have your head.
Okay.
Come back here.
Hit him. There we go. Okay. Now I've got to go back round to the ladder. Or I could do this.
Over here.
No!
You think I'll give up that easily?
Probably. There we go. Octavian ordered a census of the entire Roman Empire. Basically, so I think so they'd know how much to tax and how many people they could recruit from certain areas and how many people they'd have to recruit and other kinds of fun census things and statistics that you probably need if you're trying to rule somewhere that's very, very large. And so part of this, Joseph and Mary go to Bethlehem, which is kind of close to Mary's pregnant and has a son, Jesus. So he's born close to Jerusalem. He visits Jerusalem on various occasions, including the one we celebrated, Easter, his crucifixion. And... Ooh, flag! Oh, can I jump on this?
I'll have your hands for that.
No. Well, kind of. His death and then his resurrection, which were both around Jerusalem. So Jerusalem was also very important to the Christians because, one, it was a part of the Promised Land that, as Jesus was Jewish, and as Paul mentioned, actually the promises are not just for the Jews, but they're also for the Gentiles as well. So the people who aren't Jewish. So the promises and the Promised Land were holy to Christians, whether they were originally of Jewish origin or not. So that's why it was important to the Christians. I had to do a little bit of digging. as I'm not a Muslim and I don't know the Quran and I haven't read it, I had to do a bit of digging as to why Jerusalem and the area was important to Muslims. But when Muhammad founded the religion...
You're somewhere you shouldn't be.
Am I?
Leave before you get hurt.
Oh no!
Here! He's over here! You think you can outrun?
I don't need to outrun you, I just need to outstab you. He claimed the promises were also for Muslims. So the Promised Land was the Muslim Promised Land as well as the Jewish or the Christian Promised Land. And originally, as far as I can tell, Muslims prayed to Jerusalem before they prayed to Mecca. And it mentions it in a particular thing that Allah took, in one night, took Muhammad from the sacred mosque to the farthest mosque, and some people say that the sacred mosque is Mecca, and the farthest mosque or furthest mosque is Jerusalem. So Jerusalem is kind of a special thing. Then again, this is where they're living. This is where they live. This is their home. During Muhammad's lifetime, they'd taken quite a bit of this area. Oh, no, that wasn't what I meant to do. No, I said synchronize it. Oh, what? This isn't the viewpoint? Boo! I just wasted all my time. Why isn't this a viewpoint? This is obviously a viewpoint. Maybe it's a viewpoint for a later mission. Okay, we'll go back down. I was all ready to finish talking then. Under Muhammad, I don't think they've taken Jerusalem, but they've taken areas round here. Ooh. You clumsy so-and-so. Get out the way. And so the various peoples, various kind of Muslim states and caliphates attacked various places in the Holy Land because it was here. It was close to where they lived. Where am I going? Over there. Cool. And so keep having to look down at notes because I don't know this well enough. But they took Jerusalem, and some of the caliphates in the area, they had Jerusalem as their capital. To some others, I think they moved it to Damascus. Well, we've already been. Another place we've been. For the most part, they didn't really interfere in Jewish and Christian living due to the fact that, actually we kind of believe similar things. We all believe that the promises are for us. And so the Jews and the Christians were considered people of the book. And they were allowed to live in the land, but they had to pay a special tax. So it was perfectly fine. Around the 1090s, there was a variety of different claims about what they were doing with pilgrims. So I've got two people here, both Arab. I'm going to go back to the Assassin's Bureau just so it kind of flows into the next recording session. And so I've got time just to mention this. Two Muslim scholars of the time, two Muslim chroniclers, which I think is more a Christian term, but it kind of fits. Historians, there we go. Let's go back to the Assassin's Bureau. Both write about it, and one of them says that actually the pilgrims were allowed. His name was Ibn al-Arabi, I think. Then there is Al-Azimi, who, I don't know which one of these is right, but he says that actually there were Syrian Muslims who were stopping pilgrims in the 1090s. So just before the Pope Urban II's sermon, which sparked off the First Crusade, there are some Muslims who may have been stopping pilgrims. Interesting. Then again, this would have been about the time where Byzantium was fighting the Seljuk Turks. I think it would have been. And who did? No bad out here. And so you can kind of understand. You're Christians. You guys are on the side of these people, and they'd have various mercenaries who probably were from Europe. So you can see the perspective. See it from the perspective of the Muslims, but so you can see why that would happen. So that's kind of the view of the Holy Land at the time.
How goes the search, Altair?
Slowly.
Then resume your work. Let us not keep Al-Muallim waiting.
All right. Okay. I think that's a good place to stop it. I've finished that page of history. There are a few more bits to go through. And we're here. We've done the viewpoints. Now to do the missions. Thanks for watching.